The Artemis mission return has space enthusiasts around the world glued to their screens, watching every development, and some superfans are going the extra mile by tracking the spacecraft themselves. Earlier, I spoke to Arushi Nath. She is a grade 11 high school student who's been following the Orion capsule's return to Earth all the way from Toronto.
It's quite challenging, especially right after the launch. It was moving so fast, which meant it kept exiting the field of view of my camera. So imagine this is my telescope, it might be moving across, and that meant I had to keep repositioning the telescope slowly and slowly as it moved across the sky to actually be able to make sure I'm observing it. And I didn't just observe it through one telescope, I observed it through multiple telescopes, all in different time zones, so I could get multiple observations across the night. So one was in Chile, one was in Australia, one was in Spain.
Wow, that is pretty cool. And so you're just having, and were you able to kind of, once you got used to it, were you able to sort of keep up with it and move your telescope as it needed to go?
Absolutely, yeah. And these are robotic telescopes, which means I can just control them from my house and enter the coordinates. So I got better at creating those plans. And also, as I got closer to the moon, its speed relative to us began decreasing, which meant it stayed in the same field of view for longer. But now that we're heading back towards splashdown, its speed is increasing once again.
So let's talk about that. Have you been looking at it recently, and you're tracking today's splashdown? What have you been seeing, and how are you feeling?
Absolutely. I'm feeling great. Just this morning, I was able to get a few hours of observations from Chile, and I was able to see it. It's become way brighter now, just a 10-second exposure, and I was able to see it very brightly in my image, and it's moving way faster now. So I've started repositioning my telescope once again, and the touchdown is happening very soon, and I'm really excited to be able to observe it and maybe even get access to some hydrophone open source data near the Pacific to be able to see if I'm able to measure any sounds during splashdown.
And Arushi, do you want to become an astronaut?
Who knows, maybe. Right now, I'm definitely really interested in observing space through the ground, being able to conduct all of these fantastic experiments and observations right from my home in Toronto. But for the future, perhaps.
Perhaps. I think so, maybe. Arushi Nath, she is a grade 11 high school student in Toronto.